my name is Jonathan Troyer, and this is The Troyer Show. Last week I talked a little bit about oil and Saudi Arabia and OPEC and all that stuff. There's a little bit of an update. Last weekend, King Salman of Saudi Arabia made some changes within the kingdom, the government. He put in place a new central bank head, a couple other department heads, rearranged some other departments, made a new general authority for entertainment. Who knows what that means, because they don't even have movie theaters in Saudi Arabia. They're outlawed, so maybe they have some underground movie theaters. But the hipster scene is really cool over there. The biggest thing, and that is actually an update to the oil thing, kind of, is the new oil minister, Khalid Fahi. Don't know if I'm saying that right. This guy is a Texas A&M grad, and he has been working in the oil field for like 30 or 40 years. So the guy knows what he's doing. His whole thing is, if it costs that much for you to produce oil that the prices right now will put you out of business, so be it. Basically, he believes in the survival of the oil fittest. It's going to be interesting to see how Saudi Arabia keeps going, seeing as their entire economy revolves around oil. There are signs that King Salman wants to diversify the economy and make it not so oil-centric, but it's gonna be a big old undertaking to do that. They've been in the oil kingdom for ever-ish. There's some friction coming into the relationship between the United States and Saudi Arabia. We still really like each other. They just want to go a kind of different way than us. They don't like the dealings we have with Iran, the nuclear deals. This doesn't really affect us here in America all that much. It's just something to keep an eye on. Staying in the Middle East, sort of. More like New Jersey. There is a connection. Just a 24-year-old Ala Sadi. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right either. Hey! Woo! He has been sentenced to 15 years in prison for attempting to help ISIS. He apparently helped his brother Nader go to the Middle East to join the fight. Last I knew, Nader was running for president in like 2000 and 2004, and maybe even a couple years before that. So I'm not sure what Nader's doing. Oh, I just remembered that's not Ralph Nader. We're cool. Basically, this guy helped his brother go to the Middle East to help in the fight for ISIS, and the judge gave him the maximum allowed sentence of 15 years in prison. Currently, there's 6 other guys on trial or awaiting trial in the same case. There are also 80 nationwide awaiting trial or in trial right now for trying to help ISIS. I know that sounds like so many, 80 people, 80 dudes arrested, but just remember, the current population is 318.9 million in the United States. So 80 of that is like a drop in the bucket, if the bucket is actually a barrel and the drop is from like a eyedropper. We could be doing better and using better methods, but we'll get to that. So, America. Staying in New England, let's go to Harvard, is what no one says where I come from. We're gonna go to Harvard anyway. There was an announcement that starting with the class of 2021, all members of unrecognized single-sex clubs, which basically means like the super secretive clubs like Skull and Bones. Is that Harvard? That might be Yale. That's probably Yale. It's where they make their connections. and they form their bonds, you know, all that stuff. But they're unrecognized by the school for various reasons. If you're a member of those in Harvard, in the class of 2021, you will not be allowed to be the captain of a sports team or a leader of any sort within recognized school groups. Nor will you be able to get the major scholarships and fellowships like the Rhodes Scholarship Fellowship thing. And that is because single-gendered clubs like that are just not inclusive enough. Let's read the quote I have from the president of Harvard, Mrs. Faust maybe? I don't care. Although their fraternities, sororities, and final clubs are not formally recognized by the college, they play an unmistakable and growing role in student life. In many cases, enacting forms of privilege and exclusion at odds with our deepest values. What I see here is the university is telling people that if this rule applies to you, even though your club, society, whatever, is unaffiliated with the school, technically, is done on your own time, and is not supported by the school, it isn't given money by the school, whatever, your membership in these clubs still affects your school life. You can make your connections that will last a lifetime, your connections in business and life and all that stuff. But if you do that, well, you're not gonna get the Rhodes Scholarship. You're not gonna be a captain of a sports team. You're not gonna be a leadership of any sort of a student group recognized on campus, because you're just part of this other group that's unconnected, and we just can't have you. So that affects the average American, which does not exist exactly in zero ways directly. It's Harvard, so they're supposed to be the smart ones that know what to do. Let's go to actual smart ones. SpaceX, the space exploration company started by Elon Musk, who is the billionaire good guy for now. We don't know what he's up to. On Wednesday, the space station released the capsule sent there by SpaceX, full of supplies and whatever, over Australia. By the time it landed, it was 260 miles off the coast of California. It contained parts of a spacesuit that got damaged up there, so they're bringing it back so they can actually take a look at it and see what went wrong. It has over 1,000 capsules of blood, of saliva, and of urine from the astronauts. Some of them are actually back already, but they took samples while they're up there and they can study them for changes and, you know, science. Basically, it's a couple thousand pounds of science and cargo that came back. SpaceX has been making a lot of progress in making space travel cheaper. The rocket that took that capsule to space came back down and landed on a barge in the middle of the ocean. Perfectly. It was amazing. I watched it and I almost cried. They can reuse that rocket. They can fix it up and use it again, rather than spending all the money to build a brand new one. It's incredible. Moving up to even bigger space, they announced 1,284 new planets discovered over the last, I don't know how long. 1,284 planets discovered. We have 8 in our solar system. Pluto does not count. Of these 1,284, 9 of them have the criteria to be Earth-like, being they're probably rocky and they're close enough to their stars to have water on them. According to Kepler lead scientist, Kepler being the telescope up there that found most of these planets, Natalie Batala, the nearest probably habitable maybe planet is about 11 light years away. The discovery of these 1,284 planets brings the total known number of planets in the solar system to 3,264. And we are just getting started. There's estimates of how many planets there are, from like millions to billions to actually we're a TV show in the middle of a set on a alien soundstage. But don't listen to those people, they're crazy. Moving on to the part I like to call, hey, this happened, but it's really nothing, but it's also something. A 37-year-old man had cleaned his revolver, loaded it, and stood up, but his back went out, which, side note, that back apparently goes out more than I do. And he fell forward, I guess, and hit his forehead on a table after he had changed out of his shirt and put on a new one. He noticed a stain on his arm, and then he looked closer and he saw that he had shot himself through the arm, through the flesh, no, blood vessels or bones or anything. So he took himself to the hospital. Also, some other details. It took him 2 days to notice that he had shot himself. He was in Florida, in Deltona, which is close to Orlando. It's not Daytona, it's Deltona. And the hospital he took himself to was the Florida Hospital Fish Memorial, which sounds like a memorial to fish, but I looked it up. It's an actual hospital. Blows my mind. Thank you so much for watching. Last week's episode is in the description. If you want to subscribe to this channel and know when each video drops, click the button. If you want to follow me on social media, it's right there and in the description down below. The comment section down there, the thumbs up button probably over here, I believe. I will be back next week. You will be back next week. And everyone will be back next week. Unless North Korea goes insane.